So as you guys probably know, Australia embarrassed themselves by sending quite possibly the worst breakdancer their country had to offer to the Olympics. Did they know she had to compete? I think her scoring a 0 in the competition, where I think even doing the worm was worth a couple of points, should show you that they did not. And what's crazy is that you have to be extremely bad at what you were doing to be a bigger story than the Australian field hockey player who got caught buying cocaine from an underage dealer and was therefore banned from the Olympic Village.
Meanwhile, Australian hockey star Tom Craig will lose Olympic privileges following his arrest after allegedly buying cocaine in Paris.
But something I want to clear up before I get into this, because everyone seems to think this was because of her, but people are saying the reason breakdancing won't be in the 2028 Olympics is because of her performance, when really Los Angeles already agreed to replace that with flag football a year ago. And honestly, with the way everything was handled this time, I say we just use this as a learning experience and let Dancing with the Stars support the dancing category for TV. But after Reagan's performance, that's her nickname, but after her dreadful, and let's be honest, I'm being nice, but after she flopped around like a fish out of water, the judges gave her a score of 0. I think one of the judges might have gave her a pity point, but nonetheless, she got dead last. And because of this, people started doing some digging. It wasn't any information on her, but they said, hey, if we dig right here, we'll find some shit. And they found actual shit. So this account, Autism Capital, who specializes in citizen journalism with a humorous flair, following fintech, crypto, AI, longevity, politics, and wherever big grift energy goes. You're also kind of retarded. But he tweets out this, and I'm not going to read the whole thing because doing so the first time almost gave me autism, but they basically accuse Rachel Reagan and her husband of rigging the selection process of who gets into the Olympics, both of whom are said to own the organization that sends said dancers to the Olympics. Right here in the middle of their tweet, it says, the Olympics outsourced their breakdancing qualifications to a third party called the World Dance Sports Federation, who didn't know anything about breakdancing, so they outsourced it to smaller organizations local to the country. In the case of Australia, it was an organization called the Australian Breaking Association, which was founded by Reagan and her husband. Now, I don't know how someone can be a self-proclaimed journalist and get everything wrong about what they're journaling about. And I know journalists get stuff wrong all the time, but it's usually when it's word of mouth stuff, like information you can't Google for clarification. But this shit, I was even able to find out how wrong this guy was, and not just because it had community notes added to it, being like, just because you highlighted some names on your fucking screenshot doesn't mean you know anything. So other than Rachel and her husband not being named anywhere and or associated with the organization this post is claiming they own, they also didn't have any sort of say on who or whether or not she went to the Olympics over someone else. In this article by SK Pop, it says, in an interview Rachel did before going to Paris, she explained how she won an oceanic qualifier that got her a direct shot at being in the Olympics. And I know you're like, there is no way you're able to win one competition and the next place you compete at is the world stage. It doesn't work like that. Well, apparently in fucking Australia, that is exactly how it works. So never mind what this autistic idiot said, we can throw this at the back of dude's head, you feel me? But I will say, while he is wrong, there is no way that this should have been a way someone could get into the Olympics. For starters, according to the World Dance Sports Federation, the competition Rachel competed in was the first ever one they were having. Yeah, this was the first event of its kind with the biggest prize of them all. That's like you coming in first while racing go-karts, and then after they're like, we got a spot for you at Daytona, kid. You're racing with the big boys now. Not only that, but it took 2 days to decide the winner. 2 days of this, and the judges were still like, I mean, if someone's gonna represent us with the world watching, I mean, it has to be her. Did you see her popping the lockin'? I felt like I was watching Chris Brown for a second. And it even says they competed with their eyes on the coveted prize, a direct entry to the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. This is like one of those situations that you see in a movie where someone's like, man, I gotta get to the Olympics somehow so I can take down my arch nemesis, and then they find like a magazine article that says little small competition with the grand prize to be in the Olympics? Like, what kind of Disney movie scenario is this? But if you scroll down, you can see Rachel standing next to the second and third place winners. And I'm not here to judge a book by its cover, but this looks like three women who just won an award for some life-saving medical breakthrough, or like they just won some science award. These do not look like people who just competed in a breakdancing competition. I mean, look, she's wearing jeans. She's wearing fucking jeans. That's like D wearing jeans to the gym.
I chose jeans. I'm not seeing a lot of other jeans.
I've never seen jeans in a gym.
This ain't You Got Served. Nobody's wearing jeans when competing in something where your body needs to move freely. Her wearing jeans should have been an indicator of what level of competition she was at. And yeah, I know she has all these dance credentials and whatnot, but breakdancing isn't one of them, and I don't care what you say. She literally showed us that, and even said it herself. I forgot what the exact quote was, but she's like, I knew I wasn't gonna win. So while I don't agree that it was rigged, because it was literally proven not to be, I do think that this was a flaw in the Olympic selection process, because even if this was the championship she was competing in, she was the best. That should tell you how bad the rest of the people she was competing against were. But yeah, guys, this dude literally bought cocaine from a minor, and we're talking about a boxer who idiots think is a guy and some shitty breakdancer. He bought drugs from a minor. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.